I am very excited to have my next guest join us. She just dropped the deluxe version of her debut album, or debut EP, I should say. Simple, like 17. It is Sadie Jean. How are you?
Hello, I'm so good. How are you?
I am fantastic. I am just so honored to be in the presence of your birthday glow.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
People can't see it, but we're in a room that's decorated to the T.
Oh yeah, it's so cute. My team decorated it and surprised me. It's very cute.
Like we're filming this literally on your birthday.
Yes, it is my 22nd birthday.
How do you feel about that?
I like don't want to get older ever.
Tell me about it.
So I'm just kind of like, cool. It's I'm 22, but it's a good birthday. I'm like excited to like be spending it with people at this show and like singing my songs, which it's funny because most of my songs are about age, so it's gonna be like kind of trippy to be singing about 17 and 16, like another year older. Like I'm still not over it, but I'm excited.
It's curious to hear you say that because one of your heroes or one of your influences, Taylor Swift, kind of romanticized 22.
I know. That helps a lot. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Like that song is really like helping me come into my 22nd year.
Yeah.
Because it's such a fun song. It makes me excited to be 22.
It is. I feel like that's one of the things that Taylor has where she can say, hey, it's cool to be 22, 33, whatever the age, right?
Definitely.
And she's been through it all. What do you think your perspective is? You just mentioned how your songs kind of are so diary-esque where you were writing when you were 15, 16, 17, so forth, looking forward. And now being 22, looking backwards at some of those songs about being 16 and 17.
It's weird. It's really special though. I've been writing songs like my whole life, literally. Like I still have journals from when I first learned how to write, and like it's really special to be able to look back on my life in that way, not just pictures or home videos. Like I can remember how the song goes, and it's a very unique way to capture a time in my life, and it's cool to look back.
Of course, and to be able to capture that in song because you're really taking this Polaroid of your feelings at that moment as well. Because we can always reminisce to that point of, oh my God, I remembered heartbreak in high school or whatever. And you just remember it, but then as time goes on, well, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Right? But then if you wrote a song about it,
yeah,
you're instantly transported back to those feelings.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, especially like, well, what are you doing now? Looks forward from a perspective of a younger person. How much do you see and, I don't know, relate to that person that wrote that song?
That song is particularly funny because I wrote it when I was 19 about like the perspective, like from the perspective of my future self. So I honestly feel like I relate to it more than ever now. And it's weird. It feels like I'm talking to my younger self every time I sing it, like, yep, you were right. Like, because the lyric is like, I don't want to be 20-something, still in my head about 17. Like, I'm making money off the songs I write. You got the job you wanted. All these things that weren't true. I was 19, like, talking about, like, shared apartment. Like, all of it was, like, from the perspective of my future self. So now when I sing it, I'm like, oh my gosh, you were right. Which is so funny. But, I definitely feel like I've grown into that character in the song as time goes on.
And is it interesting that you're saying this because during the time when the song was really getting traction and getting recognized and whatnot, older people were commenting on your socials and talking to you in person about, don't you worry, or that they relate to it and it transported them back to that moment too?
Yeah, it's so interesting, actually. It's so interesting the way that my career and like singing these songs has affected my process of healing or whatever, or like my perspective on breakup that the song was about. It's something that I never thought about before I was an artist. Like the way that it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy when you're speaking that out into the universe like every night to like thousands of people or whatever. Like on a tour I did recently, I only sang this song, and I feel like it affected me. It like brought me back to that place, and hearing all these people be like, thank you so much, I relate to this so much. It's all very powerful and like affects me for sure.
You're currently on your first headline tour.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're getting a lot of that feedback too. What is it like being the headliner of your own tour?
It's so fun. It's so different. I definitely feel like just in the month of this tour, I've matured a lot because it's a new sense of responsibility when it's your show and like your team. And it's been so awesome. Yeah, my first headline tour, it's been like my dream for forever to be able to do a headline tour. So I'm just taking it all in every night.
Yeah.
It's super fun.
Took a little bit of time.
Totally, yeah.
Were you in a different headspace that you weren't prepared when things were really rolling?
Yeah, I was not prepared. I mean, my first song just went viral online and then I put it out. But it wasn't like, I'm ready to put out my first song. Let me figure out how to do that. It was kind of just like, oh, this is just happening. And my entrance into the music industry was not gradual at all. I didn't know anyone, and then all of a sudden, like, everyone was like trying to get me to sign a deal or whatever, and it was very overwhelming, and I don't think I was ready for it. So I definitely took time to just adjust and like write songs and figure out who I was pretty much.
Yeah.
And then I feel like that took 10 months, I would say. And then I put out my second song, and since then I feel like I have a grip on my own career for like the first time, which is really nice.
Where do you think that you got that perspective from to be able to A, say, hey, I got to take a step back and take this in and understand what's going on, and then B, who were the people that you spoke with?
I think it wasn't even voluntary for me to be like, I need to take a step back. I was just so all over the place that nothing could move, because I would be like, I'm going to put out another song. I'm just going to do it. And then I submitted a song. I pulled it from being released 2 weeks before it was supposed to come out because I was like, this doesn't feel like me. And so I was just the one stalling unintentionally. And I was running in place, and I was like, I want to follow up this momentum. It's a crazy opportunity. It's never going to happen again. And I was feeling all the pressure and me wanting so badly to progress was backfiring, and I just wasn't moving at all. So it wasn't really intentional for me to be like, I'm going to take a step back. And like when I look back, I just literally couldn't move because I was so overwhelmed. But I'm really proud of myself for pulling that song because it wasn't me. I don't know, I was so out of my body. And then I don't know what clicked. I think I just wrote Locksmith, which I was like, this song is what I want to be. And so then I was able to put that out, and that did well, and everything was okay.
Right.
But I was able to talk to my brother and my sister are on my management team, and that was really nice because they would never force me to put out music I wasn't proud of just for the sake of momentum.
Yeah.
Which I feel like happens a lot. So I was able to go to them.
It's interesting you say that. How you reacted was just a natural reaction, because I've spoken to other folks, maybe some of your friends like Lexi Jade, Emmy Melly, who had a really big moment as well. And they also told me similar stories of how things just became overwhelming. And it wasn't like, hey, I got to put the brakes. It was just like, it was just a natural reaction.
Yeah.
And
crazy.
With the case of Emmy, for example, she just dropped her debut EP. So she took 2 years,
Yeah.
right?
And
So for
insane.
you to make
Yeah.
that adjustment in 10 months, that, hats off to you to be
Yeah.
able to.
I mean, it took me 10 months just to put out another song.
Yeah.
But I mean, WYD Now came out 2 years ago, and I just kind of put out my first EP as well. So it was, I definitely took my time.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah.
Which is good because obviously you hear about the rat race of the industry,
Yeah.
and now look at all the changes going on with the TikTok ban and all
Yeah.
these things. How do you take to that in terms of what the government's trying to do, what labels are trying to do, considering that it kind of gave you a platform?
Yeah, I'm super grateful to TikTok. I definitely wouldn't be where I am without it, like, obviously. So it does make me kind of like, oh, I hope it doesn't go away.
Yeah.
Also because I'm so addicted to it. Like, I hope it doesn't go away. But I also think it's such a different, when it comes to the music industry, it's such a different game now. It's so oversaturated. I was lucky, like, when my song did well, there weren't that many artists on the app. So now it's like I don't rely on TikTok. I feel like, I mean, I do. I'm still like an independent, like, up and coming artist and whatever, but I have hope. Like, I'm not feeling like if TikTok goes away, I can't be an artist anymore.
Right.
Which is nice. And I'm also lucky that I'm not at a label. So, like, I think if I feel I have a lot of sympathy for my friends that are at these labels and all their music got taken down and they can't promote it, because I definitely think it's really important. I still do promote all my songs on TikTok, and so I feel bad for my friends at those labels. But I don't know. I honestly don't know that much about it. I just, right now, in my head, think so much lighter of social media and promotion with music, because I just think it's, if you take it too seriously, it kills the art completely.
Yep.
So I just kind of have fun with it, and, like, if TikTok goes away, that will be chill. Like, whatever.
But then you miss videos about girls looking for a guy in finance.
That's so true. That's
6'5".
what we need. That is what we need. I honestly should stop promoting my music because we need more room.
I mean, if
that
that's
song.
the only way to make music nowadays, right?
Yeah, I love that song. Yeah.
Well, it's so great to meet you.
So good to meet you.
I really enjoy your music, and
Thank you so much.
really wish the best of luck to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
This is awesome.
Sadie Jean right here on B-Sides.
Thank you.